Your mouse is possibly one of the most important aspects of your setup. You'll always be looking to get every advantage you can out of your hardware, and there's plenty of mods you can make to your mouse. But if you're a sweaty gamer, or just somebody with a set of butterfingers, then look no further. Today, we'll be looking at Lizard Skin's latest improvements on undoubtedly one of their most infamous products. You've heard they're amazing, and shortly after using them, you've definitely heard the horror stories. Adhesive quality was one of Lizard Skin's biggest issues at the time of their popularity early on in the mouse modding community. We're going to be comparing their new DSP mouse grips from their new gaming lineup to many other popular brands you've probably heard of, like Marucci, Hotline Grips V2, and another lesser-known brand by the name of Croc Grip. For the sake of length, I'll be referring to the new Lizard Skins as Lizard Gaming Grips for the rest of the review. But before we get started, I just wanted to make it clear that Lizard Skins did send this out for review, but you should know that this does not affect my review in any way. My name is Athie, and these are DSP mouse grips by Lizard Skins. Lizard Skins have come a long way from their original grips, from changing their branding style on the grips themselves to the overall grip and quality of the adhesive used. The changes here are definitely welcome. The texture of the grip itself is now a small repeating triangular pattern, lightly sprinkled with the Lizard Skin logo across the pattern. I really like how flat the texture feels. It's not something you're going to feel poking at your fingers when you're looking to readjust. This was one of my biggest issues with the stock grips on the Ultralight 2. The Ultralight 2 grips have large dips on the pattern that can make it really annoying to find the right grip, along with the main issue being that they weren't ever really grippy at all. Still one of my least favorite stock grips to come with a mouse. Now when it comes to Lizard Skins, there's been a massive improvement with the adhesive used. You wouldn't think you're using grips from the same company. To be fair to Lizard Skins though, I don't think a company making grips for baseball bats ever expected a bunch of mouse nerds to pick them up for gaming. I've applied and removed these new grips many times without even the slightest bit of adhesive being left behind, which is great to see. The only thing I can see being an issue for some people is that it's a DIY sheet, so if you're not handy with a pair of scissors, you might just be out of luck. The included DIY sheet is 4 by 6 inches at 0.5 millimeters in thickness. The packaging also includes an alcohol prep pad for your mouse surface, and some tracing paper you can stick to your mouse to make your cuts look a lot cleaner. For a set of DIY grips, I think they've included a decent amount of things you'd need to get the perfect cuts. The only thing I would recommend is a nice pair of scissors can go a long way. Another company you've probably heard of is Marucci. Similar to the original Lizard Skins, Marucci makes grips for athletes in mind, but it just so happens that they got it right the first time. Marucci grips feel on par with the quality of Lizard Skins. The texture of Marucci are subtle indents with holes, but it's not anything you'd notice in-game. Like Lizard Skins, the texture here is flat and doesn't get in the way of repositioning your fingers across the texture. Adhesive quality here is also solid. Now I don't have a microscope, and this isn't scientific by any means, but from what I can tell they both use the same adhesive on their grips, so there's no chance they'll leave any residue on your mouse. Marucci grips also happen to be a DIY kit. Not exactly, but it is meant for baseball bats. You just have to cut the grip to size like anything else. The only real issue I can report with Marucci is that it wears down pretty fast in my use. It lasted me maybe 1 week before it started losing its original sticky feel. The slightly shiny coating disappears, revealing a darker, worn area. However, this only really happened to me while using the 0.5 millimeter thickness of Marucci grips. I would assume at this thickness they're not meant to be very durable, considering when you open the packaging, only the 0.5 millimeter size comes with a plastic protective layer you have to peel off before using it. The alternative being 1 millimeter Marucci grips. They seem to last longer from what I can tell. Next on our list we have Hotline Grips V2. Hotline grips weren't ever really known for being grippy when they first released Gen 1. Their grips would become noticeably worse after your hands started to sweat, and that's obviously not something you want in a product. Thankfully, with the release of Hotline V2, they finally got it right. The texture here is a diamond pattern, but it doesn't have any depth to the texture, so I would classify this as extremely flat, even flatter than Lizard Skins or Marucci. But this doesn't seem to have any negative effect on the Hotline V2 grips in any way. I would say Hotline V2 grips are a strong competitor to Marucci and Lizard Skins. They also come pre-cut. Unlike Lizard Skins and Marucci, Hotline V2 is ready to use out of the box, with skins for Mouse 1, Mouse 2, and the sides of your mouse, Additional accessories include some extra dot grips to apply to your buttons if necessary, which I've found extremely useful for more than just buttons on the mouse. These grips also so happen to be 0.5mm in thickness. In my use, I've found Hotline V2 last much longer than Marucci as well, which is a plus. When worn, they show an appearance on the grips similar to Marucci, a lighter, worn-down area. Finally, at the end of our list, I wanted to give an honorable mention to a set of grips I think are worth your time. These also so happen to be the first set of clear grips on our list, made by a company named Croc Grip. From what I've seen, not many people seem to know about this brand, and unfortunately, the reason for this is that they're only available in Australia or New Zealand. You can find them on eBay, but it becomes a hard recommendation when you see that they're listed for $35. Now on to the important information. What do they feel like? If you've ever come across gun grip tape, a popular brand being Talon grips for example, Croc Grip feels very similar, but the grip here is far superior in my opinion. One of the most interesting features about these grips is that they're transparent. So if you're somebody that has a limited edition mouse, or just a really cool paint job, Croc Grip has you covered. They're also really nice if you just don't like the appearance of grips ruining your mouse's overall aesthetic. These grips are also around 0.5mm thick. Now if I had to rate these skins in order, I'd recommend Lizard Skins as my number 1, Marucci at number 2, Hotline Grips at 3, and Croc Grip at number 4. As a side note, Hotline V2 are the only pre-cut grips I've tested that I can recommend. There's a couple of other brands floating around on websites like iTacTech that you could probably check out as well, but I can't personally vouch for any of them yet. But I hope at the end of this comparison and review that you're able to make an informed decision on what grips are going to work best for you. Whether or not you're into DIY grips, pre-cut grips, or even transparent grips that won't cramp your style, there's something out there for everyone. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you for watching, and I appreciate your time. It's been really hard to get this video out since I've had a pretty busy week and a half, but it's honestly so crazy to see that I'm still getting subscribers even when I'm not uploading something. So again, thank you to the people that are patient, and thank you to the people that are new, including myself. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. There's more reviews on the way, I promise, and please be sure to check out other people's reviews if you can, and try to develop your own opinions.